Installation of case cut blade. Insert the blade to the most inside, leaving just a little bit of the tip sticking out. The exposed tip may be longer or shorter, depending on the thickness of the material. The material is thick and exposed the blade tip a little longer. The material is thin and exposed the blade tip a little shorter. After installing the blade, hold the cutting head, and then manually scratch the material to be cut. The case cut tool is a little elastic and will be pressed down when cutting. Therefore, when cutting manually, you also need to press the cutting head down. See if you can achieve the half cut effect you want. If it cannot cut through or cannot achieve the half cutting effect you want, you need to adjust the blade again. In the video, you need to expose the blade a little longer. Note how to adjust the blade. Loosen the set screw and rotate the presser to expose the blade tip longer or shorter. In the video, we expose it longer and then tighten the screw. Continue to manually slide on the material. See if the material can be cut and achieve a half-cut effect. If it completely cuts through the material, the tip of the blade is too long and needs to be adjusted shorter. Loosen the fixing screw and rotate the presser to expose the blade tip shorter. Continue to manually scratch the material. Repeat adjust it in the same way until the blade cuts just halfway through the material. When you find that the half-cut effect can be achieved, you can continue to manually stroke a few more times. Verify the result. Now we think it is almost half cut. For manual operation, it is okay. After there is no problem with manual cutting, you can install the case cut tool on the tool holder of the machine. Case cut tool, drag tool, creasing wheel tool, and V-cut tool are generally installed on the same tools holder. That is, tool number 2. Only the vibrating tool oscillating tool is mounted on tool holder number 1. When installing, pay attention to the red dot against the red dot. Face to the left. After it is matched, lock it. There is a stop pin on the left side of the tool holder. Only press it down. You can lock the cutting tool. Continue to check whether the blade depth is appropriate. Place the materials that need to be cut in half on the working table. Look at the control panel, click depth. Select the second option, vibrate. Select wheel. Although your cutter head is Kiss Cut tool, as mentioned before, the wheel tool, Kiss Cut tool, V-Cut tool, drag tool belong to the same type. After selecting the wheel, press the up, down arrows to control the rise or fall of the cutter head. Now press the direction arrows. Let the presser of Kiss Cut tool press down onto the material. Manually move the presser to check if there is a little space. To move it up and down, just a little bit up and down, then it is okay. Set down coordinates, click Set, and the system will automatically read the results of the manual adjustments we just made on the machine. Next, set the up-down coordinates, which is the distance the cutting tool lifts up. After each cutting, generally, it is enough to lift it up 10 mm. 10 mm is subtracted because the origin point 0 point of the z-axis is at the top. After the panel menu is set, return to the operating software on the computer. Draw a random picture to test whether the cutting depth of the blade is appropriate. Note, the software uses color to distinguish layers. Double-click the layer to enter parameter editing, Kiss Cut, V-Cut, Wheel Cut and drag to choose to 2. Then set the cutting speed. Then click OK to confirm the above settings. Download the file to the control panel. Click Download, name it, save it. Download means transfer files directly to the control panel. Save to your file means save the file to your disk, then copy to the panel from your disk. Start means directly use the cut work to control machine cutting. Return to the machine control panel. Find the file in the storage of control panel to be processed. Click File, find the file. You can also see the preview. Then click Enter to confirm it. Use the up, down, left and right buttons to move the cutting head to the position you want to start. The position where the red cross on the left is aligned is where the blade will start cutting. Note that his second red cross is for backup. After moving to the appropriate position, click XY position to lock this position, then click Start to start cutting. Cutting is complete. Remember, we are testing whether the cutting depth of the blade is appropriate. Check whether the cutting effect is the half cut you want. If the cut is too shallow or too deep, you will need to continue adjusting the blade length. In the video, the half cut effect is a little lighter. We need to cut a little deeper. At this time, you need to fine-tune the blade on the cutting head. Move the cutting head to the front. Click A axis on the control panel. You can click a plus, A minus to rotate the cutting head. Turn the screw position on the cutting head to the front. Loosen the set screw as taught before, and expose the tip of the knife a little more. Note that the cutting effect is only a little bit off now, so just fine-tune it and rotate it a little. This will make it easier to achieve the cutting target. The cutting depth is too shallow. Turn it a little clockwise. That is, let the blade be exposed a little longer. The cutting depth is too deep. Turn it counterclockwise a little. That is, make the blade exposed and shorter. Adjust a little, then secure the screws. Cut again. This time, we found that the half-cut effect completely achieved the effect we wanted. Indicates that the blade is properly adjusted. Cut a few more times in different locations. If the cutting is all half cut, that is it. End of debugging. Later, you can start to process.